Whether you're buying your first domain name or you're a regular domain investor, you need the right tools for the job. That's why you need domain tools. They can help you research the history of a domain, including who owned it and what used to be on the site. They can notify you when a domain is expiring, and they can even alert you when competitors are buying domains. DomainTools.com needs to be in your toolbox like it is in mine. Sign up for your free account on DomainTools.com today. If you're a domain name investor, don't you have unique legal needs that require technical know-how and industry experience? That's why you need David Westlow of Wiley Ryan. If you watched his interview on my show, you know he can clearly explain issues and help you with buy-sell agreements, website content issues, UDRP actions, or even website terms and conditions. David Westlow is the lawyer you call for internet legal issues. See for yourself at newmediaip.com. Managing multiple domain name marketplace and auction site accounts is a pain. We all know it. Inevitably, you forget to sign into one, you lose a great domain. Now imagine using a single, simple-to-use, comprehensive control panel to manage all of your accounts. That's Protrata. With just a few clicks, you can analyze, set filters, automate your bidding, and sell your domains across all major marketplaces, including Namejet, GoDaddy, and SnapNames. You can build out websites using their customized Google-friendly templates. They also just launched a fresh new look and provide some great resources like a personal assistant named Alfred and video tutorials with tips and tricks. I've been beta testing their iPhone app, and it is slick. Get your free 14-day trial now at Protrata.com. Here's your program. Hey everyone, my name is Michael Seiger and I'm the publisher of DomainSherpa.com, the domain name authority and the place where you can learn how to become a successful domain name entrepreneur directly from the experts themselves. You know what we do here. We bring on a successful domain name investor, ask them to share how they became successful, and then we motivate you to do the same in your area of expertise. Then you can come back on the show and give back to others the same way today's guest is going to do. The big question for this show is, once you build a successful lead generation website, how easy is it to replicate across other website properties? Joining me to answer this question is Richard Swerdlow. Rich is the founder and CEO of condo.com, houses.com, and property.com. These properties have become the world's largest marketplaces for real estate with over 30 million properties for sale, rent, and vacation in the United States and more in 70 plus countries around the world. Rich, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Mike. How are you? Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. Rich, you're a lawyer, a realtor, a real estate broker, a mortgage broker, a real estate developer, as well as an entrepreneur. You've worn a lot of hats in your professional career. How do you classify what you do today? You know, what do you, if your kids were young today, what would you tell them that you do today?
So, I think the overriding aspect of all of those titles is that I'm an entrepreneur. And the legal degree and the real estate brokerage license and the mortgage license was all really done to support my interest in creating companies and creating new ventures. So for my kids, first and foremost, I tell them that they should be creators and they should try to be proactive and create something that they have a passion about. And when you're passionate, you find something that you like to do, it's not work at all. And I'm excited every day about coming to work and creating value and creating new things. And I think that's the takeaway.
All right. So creator, and you like to build things. You like to start things. So
Yes.
I like to start every show with some statistics that help the audience understand what you've built.
Right.
I mentioned you owned condo.com, houses.com, and property.com. In your own words, what is the purpose of these websites?
So by having the category defining domains in the real estate space, the purpose is to create liquidity and what we call democratization of information relating to real estate. The thought is to create the largest marketplaces in the world for all of those property types, whether it's condos, houses, and now property, which will be an umbrella site which will have condos, houses, and commercial real estate asset classes as well. So the idea was to create a marketplace that connects buyers, sellers, and renters around the world.
Okay. And which of these sites serves the most unique visitors per month?
We started with condo.com. That was the first site that we deployed. We launched it in 2008. We're currently up to about 1.5 million visitors a month, around 50,000 uniques a day. And Houses is right behind it. Houses we launched in January of this past year. It's gone from really no traffic or real limited type of traffic to about 150,000 visits. We anticipate, based upon the much larger keyword demand for the term houses, to grow that to somewhere between 8 and 10 million unique visits a month. And then property is still in the womb. We anticipate launching property sometime in the next 2 weeks now.
Wow, those are some fantastic growth targets for houses.com, and I can't wait to see what property.com does. In general, how do you monetize condo.com and houses.com right now?
So we aggregate property inventory. We're a licensed real estate broker nationwide, in about 40 states we're licensed. So by virtue of our licenses, we're able to display multiple listing service property information. We're a licensed broker, and we have a full team that's dedicated to compliance and making sure that we follow the processes to display that data. We then have a lot of partners that feed us listing inventory. So all in all, we've got close to 30 million properties. We generate leads for real estate listings, which we route to our own agents that go and serve as buy-side real estate brokers. There are subcategory leads in the real estate space: moving, mortgage, credit repair. Now we're getting into the home improvement space. And then the basic serving of advertising impressions. We're serving close to 40 million ad impressions a month now. So it's a combination of lead generation through multiple channels and types and advertising.
All right. Well, that's quite a full range of revenue generation opportunities there, because you've got the primary leads, you've got all of the ancillary leads associated with those, like move-ins, the mortgage, the credit repair, like you said, and then you've got advertising as a fallback. That's fantastic. And how much revenue do condo.com and property, property is not live. How much revenue do condo.com and houses.com generate this year?
So we're a privately held company, so I don't want to get into specific details, but over $5 million.
Excellent. I appreciate that. And so as a personal investor, I like to ask other investors how many other domain names you own and what type of domain investments you've made. Do you only focus on these fantastic category killer domain names, or do you have other domain names that sort of feed into those as well?
No, I personally own hundreds of domains, so I've been in the online space for a lot of years. We started our first online venture in '95, which was a wireless communications venture. So I've accumulated a large portfolio, none of which are as good as the category domains we have in the real estate space, but I've got them in a lot of different verticals, and they're waiting for me to have a little bit of free time to, get into some other verticals.
Like most other entrepreneurs I have, waiting for the free time, you may be waiting for a while. And do you own any other, condo.com can be thought of as a geo domain in some respects because everybody's looking in their own specific geographic region. Do you own any geo domains that you use to feed into those, like some major city or a minor city?
No. We decided that it was the structure on these portals is all using subdomains. So we've got Miami.com, Atlanta.com, and they're all viewed as independent sites with their own unique page rank and inventory. Because there is unique content for all of those cities, that's how we've built the sites. So we decided that we were really just going to feed our root site at condo.com and house.com and property.com and work with subdomains associated to those sites, as opposed to having independent sites linking in.
All right. Great to know that strategy. So let's figure out how you got here, Rich. Prior to condo.com, which was actually had an entity of U.S. Condo Exchange, you founded the company that you mentioned just a moment ago called Everything Wireless. What was that business?
So in 93, and it's getting to be quite a long time ago, there was, the wireless, which was then referred to as cellular. The cellular phone business was a fledgling business. And it seemed like there was a giant opportunity that was going to happen globally as more and more people started to use digital handsets and phones became smaller. So we founded a business it started out as a retail-based operation where we had kiosks that sold cell phones and accessories. Mm-hmm. The shopping center developer that we had 3 stores in one day called us up and tried to renegotiate the lease. And at that point, we realized that we could no longer be subject to the whim of a developer because, when you've got a 500 square foot kiosk, you're not really carrying much weight with that developer. We decided we were going to go into the catalog business, the print catalog business, and then ultimately the web business, which was a way to control our own destiny. Mm-hmm. So we started out with a company called CellWorks, which then became Cellular Works, and then ultimately it became Everything Wireless as the term cellular got outdated as phones became digital and the term PCS and wireless became pervasive. Mm-hmm. We grew the print catalog business and e-commerce business to about $100 million in revenues, and we sold it to Federated Department Stores in 1999. Federated at the time was doing a roll-up of a bunch of consumer electronics plays, and we anticipated going public with them, and then the window shut in sort of early 2000 as a lot of the dot-com businesses couldn't sustain their operations, and we got wrapped up in it.
So did you actually sell your business to Federated before the meltdown?
Yeah, we sold it. Actually, Federated went and they acquired a company called Fingerhut. Fingerhut was one of the largest print catalogers at the time.
I remember it.
But the truth is they acquired them for their logistics and the distribution. Federated owned, and I believe still owns, Burdine's department stores and Bloomingdale's. Mm-hmm. And in 1998, 1999, they were trying to figure out what this whole e-commerce thing was and how they were going to capitalize on it. So they realized they needed to buy a company that had end-user fulfillment and they could ship products from an e-commerce perspective. So they acquired Fingerhut. Fingerhut, in turn, acquired us, along with something called Pro Flowers and a couple of other e-commerce plays. We were going to be their consumer electronics play. So they acquired us. Thankfully, I took a portion of the proceeds in cash. A lot was in paper. There were a couple of days on a paper perspective. Me and my partners were very, very rich. Unfortunately, the paper's not worth much today. But anyway, it was a good ride, and now we're on to the next chapter.
All right. And so what did you learn from that online retailing and paper catalog business that you've taken away from the experience?
That first business was very much products oriented. Mm-hmm. So when you looked at the income statement of a company that's a products driven business, you've got inventory. And I remember walking through the warehouse and we had tens of millions of dollars worth of inventory. And a lot of the inventory, whether it was cell phone cases or batteries, it had a life cycle. And as new phones came out, I remember thinking how terrible it was that we had all this inventory of old phone cases that were no longer going to be in demand. So I made it a point when we set out for the next venture that I'm in now was that we're going to be in the information business. Because in the information business, very much like a software business,